I've had a very crazy morning today. Well, let's just say this is the third time I've tried to do this. So, where do I even begin about my low? How about the fact that I was in the middle of talking about something very important, something I really wanted to go over today, and the video just stopped recording entirely. And on top of that, my closet is actually broken. It's been broken for a while, but nothing like bad or anything, just something that needs to be slightly repaired. And like they were going to clean it today, but I was told it was going to be tomorrow, meaning I took all the clothes out of my closet and put them on my bed for no reason now, only to be just a minute ago told that it is going to be fixed today. So now I worried for nothing. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And I'm so bummed, too. Like, I already finished talking about, well, I guess I could talk about The Voice again, since that recording is now a bust, as well as the Season 7 trailer for Rick and Morty. Not to mention, I have a Hot Ones guest to do a reaction to. So, looks like we got a multitask. I can tell you, though, that my high is the fact that, it was a very good episode of The Voice this morning. It was. Last night. It was a good episode of The Voice. I'll be talking about that in a minute. And my act of kindness was I helped my dad around the house a little bit. Make sure everything's clean for my mom when she gets home. That's another thing about my low. My mom came in at like 10:30 last night. I'm actually on my way to go see her right now before I go on about my day. So, that's the plan for right now. So, let's see, where do I begin? Again, let's talk about The Voice. Well, great. Now I forgot what I said earlier. Okay, so I remember seeing the very first promotional commercial for The Voice. It was a Super Bowl commercial where you had Blake Shelton, Adam Levine, CeeLo Green, and Christina Aguilera overhearing a voice, and they're fighting each other, destroying public property in this really fancy hotel room, getting to wherever this voice is coming from. But remember, it's a Super Bowl commercial, so it has to be funny. So it turns out it was Betty White singing in the shower. Rest in power, Betty White. And for 23 seasons, you had at least one of those four coaches there. So, needless to say, last night was a pretty big deal. I mean, this is the first season where, all four of the original coaches are no longer there. Really, it's insane. Like, I mean, yeah, it was kind of funny when Blake Shelton was making it a big deal, but it's actually a bigger deal in a more serious way than you might realize. So, with all that said, I really thought last night's episode of The Voice, the season premiere, I had a lot of fun watching it. I mean, I really did, It's not like you got coaches that are, like, new to doing this. Which brings up another thing. Like, having professional singers who are actually incredibly famous, coaching, like, people who actually want to be singing in the music industry, it's such a novel idea, but there's a reason why, like, you're on season 24. It works. And it's clearly going to continue to work for a long time to come. So, there's that. Not to mention, I mean, it is about time that maybe well, I don't know about that, but I mean, a lot of people are going to miss Blake Shelton. I mean, I already do miss Blake Shelton, but I mean, listen, you got Niall Horan, who just won The Voice last season. You've had Gwen Stefani, who has won The Voice before. You have John Legend, who has also won The Voice before. And you've got Reba McEntire filling in for Blake Shelton. Like, normally I say if you're going to make a substitution, you got to make it of equal or greater value. You got equal or greater value with Reba. I mean, it's Reba. What more needs to be said about Reba? I mean, she's been on television and movies and, Broadway and, like, everything. It's Reba. It's freaking Reba. Like, she is, like, even if you're not a fan of country music, you've heard of Reba before. I mean, her voice is great. She has that iconic red hair. I mean, it's funny. I wouldn't realize this until much later in life, but one of the very first movies I ever saw was the Little Rascals movie. And one of the major plot points of the movie was the boys are trying to win this race so they can meet their idol, who's this famous race car driver. And they win, and they meet this race car driver, but, it's the Little Rascals. They don't like girls, so obviously when they see a woman, the racer was played by Reba, obviously, being their hero, they don't really like the idea, but, that's why it's funny. And so, for all intents and purposes, Reba was in the very first movie I ever saw in the theater. Well, one of them. I'm pretty sure it was the first live-action movie I saw in the theater. Like, I think... Man, what was the first movie I saw on the big screen? I want to say they may have re-released Pinocchio when I was really little. Because I remember seeing that movie on the big screen. I don't know, but the point is, I had a blast watching The Voice. I thought it was a lot of fun. It definitely made me laugh. There were some great performances. I mean, the very first contestant who auditioned did one of Reba's songs. So of course Reba got her. So it was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see. I mean, listen, you know me by now. Honestly, the only thing about The Voice that's interesting is, the auditions and everything else, and everything after that's kind of falls off a cliff. But it still doesn't mean it's not fun. I really did like what I saw last night, and I hope I continue to see more. I switched hands, sorry. Let's see. Right. Now I was in the middle of talking about Rick and Morty. So, I'm sure a lot of people who've been on the internet as of late have been just bursting at the seams waiting for what Rick and Morty was going to do moving forward. Because for those of you guys who don't know, for the first 6 seasons, Justin Roiland provided the voices of Rick and Morty. But he recently got accused of an assault charge. And even though it was proven that he didn't do it, and obviously the charges have been dropped, I mean, an accusation like that can destroy somebody. So right now, Justin Roiland is on a mission to, fix whatever happened, even though nothing did happen. So with that being said, Justin Roiland is no longer providing the voices for Rick and Morty. So a lot of people are waiting with bated breath to see what was going to happen. I mean, were they going to do what they did for Solar Opposites and have someone else voice Corvo, because Justin Roiland also voiced Corvo? Were they going to get some guy who's really good at impressions to do Rick and Morty? Like, what was going to happen? And it turns out that they got the latter. At this moment in time, I have no idea who's currently doing the new voices of Rick and Morty. So, I'm unable to look up who this person is. What I can tell you is this. And I actually posted this yesterday on Facebook. Is it sad that Justin... I mean... Can I clearly tell that it's someone else doing the voices of Rick and Morty? Yes. Yes, I can. Do I care? Slightly. I mean, look, Justin Roiland really made those characters his own, so, whoever it is, they better be doing a darn good job. And, Rick is definitely noticeable. Morty, on the other hand, though, is nigh perfect. Not to mention, yeah, obviously providing the voice of a character is a huge part of that character. But another key component for making an iconic character is their personality. And kudos to the writing staff and, again, whoever's impersonating Justin Roiland here, because they got their personalities down pat. Like, that part remains intact. So that's why I'm not, too upset over it. I mean, again, I'm always going to have a soft spot for Justin Roiland. And I'm going to miss him. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And what the good people behind Rick and Morty are doing, it's solid. But not to mention, I got plenty of good laughs watching the trailer. I had a lot of fun. Like, seriously, I think I saw the trailer like 3 times last night before I went to bed. Get some funny jokes that are in the show into the trailer itself. Obviously keep Rick and Morty's personalities intact. Have the jokes work. And the icing on the cake is you've got Motorhead's Ace of Spades playing in the background. Like, that's a recipe for success. So, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And now we get to the last thing I wanted to talk about before... Well, actually, I was in the middle of talking about Rick and Morty when the recording shut off. And we're coming on the point where it happened. It was like just under 13 minutes in. Unfortunately, I can't really do much. Well, what I'm doing is now... Oh, never mind. I should not be doing this while I'm driving. I'm going to have to take my laptop out of my backpack, and I'm going to have to do it then. Do it like this. I mean, and I was actually and I mentioned this a little bit in the previous recording. Like, a thought occurred to me as I was getting ready for doing this. And getting ready to go about my day. Like, first, Hot Ones just had NSYNC as their season 22 premiere. Like, whoever this week's guest is, I'm sure they're famous, but they are in the worst possible position ever. Because you don't want to be going on after NSYNC was just signed. You want to go after the guy who was after NSYNC. But I can just get out. Here we go. Oh, this is incredibly dangerous. This is incredibly dangerous. Kids, do not do what I am doing at home. Please. Okay. The laptop's in front of me. I'm going to do a quick look down to see who it is. Okay. Got the laptop right here. Haven't looked down yet. Okay, so if I got my math correct, 27th Hot Ones guest of 2023 is, and it scrolled away from me for a second. Okay, now the 27th Hot Ones guest of 2023 is, okay, seriously, what happened? Okay, that'll work. So, folks, for all intents and purposes, the 27th guest of Hot Ones is going to be... Okay, what is? I'm trying to... Got this big old turn right here. I'm trying to turn off my computer at the same time. This is incredibly dangerous, by the way. I should not be doing this. Okay. Almost got it. Okay. I just shut off my laptop. Shut down anyway. Good. Okay. I just shut down my laptop. We're cool. Okay. Kids, do not ever do what I just did at home. Do not ever do what I just did at home. It was stupid of me to do. I just realized my skin is actually looking kind of nice. I mean, it makes sense. I took a cold shower this morning. But, okay. So, Cardi B. Okay. Alright. That'll work. That'll totally work. I mean, I don't know that much about Cardi B other than the fact that, you know, she's a singer and artist. So, we'll have to... So, it's kind of hard for me to make a true, like... I mean, listen... Whoever this guest was going to be, there's no way it was going to elicit that as big of a reaction out of me as it did, as NSYNC did. So, you know, I can't say for certain that. I mean, in a way, yeah, she is about as big as NSYNC is. So the whole greater equal value thing, they totally got. I mean, listen, if I was not doing this in a car right now, I'd probably do a bigger reaction sort of thing that I did for when NSYNC was on. But, you know, Cardi B, alright. Now I actually feel a lot better. Seriously, I was like not having the best morning, and, you know, here we are now. So, okay. But, right now, I guess all I gotta do now is go on about my day. So, yeah, Cardi B on Hot Ones. Season 24 of The Voice is a lot of fun. And I'm digging the trailer for Rick and Morty. Everything's coming up in Millhouse. I hope y'all liked this video, and if you did, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That was both ways for crossing the street. I hope y'all liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, actually, hold on. Okay, I'm driving in a straight line. I'm going to just put it right there. I'm very humbled that I made this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, most will be here to London. Always right back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go say hi to my mom. I haven't seen her in a couple days, and I missed her. On the very slim chance my mom is actually watching this, love you, Mom.